This is my lecture on Ulysses. In this lecture, I would introduce this poem written by Alfred Lord Tennyson to you. And in my next lecture, on the same poem, we would be dealing the various important lines of this poem in a paraphrase way. Ulysses, as the title suggests, is a poem about the Greek hero Ulysses. Ulysses has been inspired by Homer's Odyssey. Odyssey is name of a person and Odyssey is Ulysses. Sometimes people uh, call him Odyssey and sometimes he's called Ulysses. Now, Ulysses in this poem is a hero who has returned from wars, who has returned from long journeys with his sailor friends, and he has come back to his own kingdom, Ithaca. Now, Ulysses is dissatisfied with his routine life. He is yearning to return back to a life of adventure. This poem is written in the form of dramatic monologue, but at times we feel that Ulysses is talking to himself and there is no one to listen to him. But at times we come to know that he is somewhere addressing his son. And by the end of the poem, we feel that he has reached a seashore and there he is addressing his mariner friends or the sailors or the warriors who had accompanied him in his lifetime in the wars as well as in various adventures. He is, in a way, reflecting his own character by his speech. As we know, the technique of dramatic monologue, we have already discussed in my last touches by Robert Browning that how the Duke revealed his own character, the complexities of his own character, the various contradictions in his own character, and the ironies related to his statements. In the same way, Ulysses is also reflecting his dichotomies, his extreme behaviors, his behaviors where he is trying to justify himself, just as the Duke was trying to justify himself all the time. In the same way, Ulysses is also trying to justify himself, his way of thinking, his thought process, and the action which he wants to take. He is somewhere trying to put logical arguments for his action or for his supposed to be the decision of his life or the present situation or as some people say that he's running away from his responsibilities and somewhere he's trying to one by one the arguments which is putting forward are somewhere he is trying through them somewhere he is trying to escape his duties. In the same way, we could see how Duke in My Last Churches by Robert Browning, how Duke was trying to justify his act of killing his own wife and asking for more dowry. In the same way, Ulysses is also trying to justify himself. Now, various critics have compared this character or have pointed out that Tennyson's Ulysses must have been inspired by many other characters in literature. Now, to begin with, Homer's Odyssey is there. And then we can say that there is one more character by Dante in where Dante's Ulysses, where he's talking and where he's addressing the readers in Inferno. And this character has also been said that this character has influenced Alfred Lord Tennyson's Ulysses. And then we have another character who could be somewhere an influence to Tennyson, and that is Hamlet. The dissatisfaction of a present dissatisfaction with the present situation, and dissatisfaction with with an idea that someone or one is living a very ordinary or routine life without doing much which could be meaningful to life. This dissatisfaction of Hamlet is reflected in Ulysses. Then Satan of Paradise Lost. This is also one of the major influence or Renaissance um, thought of yearning or striving and seeking, searching for something which could be meaningful or something which could give someone a satisfaction of living a life which is full. Otherwise, as Ulysses says that this is a life piled upon life, or this is a savage race which has been living. Or when he talks of his own son, he says that he is doing his routine duties without any blame. Without any blame means a person who is living a very smooth and a very calculated life, and nobody could blame that person. But Ulysses is a different type of person. He does not want to live an ordinary routine life without any blame that is being lived by his own son, and he wants to leave that life to his son. And then somewhere in the whole poem of 70 lines, which is written in iambic pentameters and which is almost a blank verse, and somewhere Ulysses is talking about his pains. Somewhere he's talking about his. Somewhere we come to know as if he's fidgeting in his own situation, and he wants to leave that particular type of life. He wants to leave his aged wife, uh, and somewhere he's also talking of his own age, and he's dissatisfied with his own growing age, because when he talks to his sailor friends or his soldier friends, he knows, he's aware of the fact that they are, all are growing old, and they do not have all that energy left which was there in them when they were young. So this dissatisfaction of growing, which is which we when we say when we WB Yeats says, what is an old man, a tattered coat upon a tattered stick. Somewhere this dissatisfaction with the old age is also there, limitations of old age is also there. Somewhere this guilt feeling that is running away from his duties, that guilt feeling is also there. So in this present lecture, I have talked about the various influences which were which could have prompted Tennyson to write this poem, and how this poem could be interpreted through various angles, and how his character of Ulysses could be interpreted through various angles. In my next lecture, I would be taking the various lines of Ulysses, and I would be talking about them. Thank you.